don't think I'm sure I'm saying so. As a shock as a video say, usually we are meeting for wonderful marital, talk. You have to also make adjustment to save your marriage. Previously, we had discussed so much about areas that need adjustment if you want to keep a happy home. Last week I spoke about attitudinal adjustment. That you need to work on your attitude. Don't many yet say subanda no and I will keep you. Say they are fine. Subanda is also son. So last week I made mention say me the son of me and fan ko worry. But I mean and then the time touch very sensitive area. Cultural adjustment. Cultural adjustment in marriage. You say and yet common, but indeed it happens. You say we have cross-cultural and intertribal marriage. Cross-cultural and intertribal marriage. Now, say obi eware na oware obi know the same tribe. Usually they have no problem because they understand the enema eboa ema. They understand each other's duties and responsibilities because per my culture no and our culture in the Bema but nipa na we live in a cosmopolitan environment and we are one irrespective of our cultural differences. We are one and our real any odo move cross each other to go to say ofri ha when you cast a bush and boy asantini no worry angrani boy frafrani no worry dagatini boy dakati no worry infantini no worry ebruni. So we cross culture and we do intertribal marriage, but with this marriage it comes with certain challenges, it comes with certain new experiences that must be addressed by way of making adjustments. Another area calling for marital adjustment so far as culture is concerned is people of the same tribe which may worry. But when we move our culture, then they have different cultural environment. Now these areas of concern, if they are not properly addressed, it means that we are able to contact ever. So let me pick it one after the other. You want to say people of the same culture, the same tribe. Bemaya Santini, Obaya Santini, and Bemaya Ngreni, Obaya Ngreni, Bemaya Frafreni, Obaya, they belong to the same culture. Baba Helena Juma, and Yabra, Juma move every stream, Bemaya Frafra, for no move about Santa region. Though they belong to the same culture, they understand the rhythm, they believe in what is supposed to be done by way of Oba responsibility, Bema responsibility. But as I say, Oma find themselves in a different culture. People know much more who is here. Almost cultural practices, so far as marriage is concerned, are totally different. For instance, ABR, so Omo North, no more warrior, Obano Castle Crew Bobunko to J. Or the Janimu Crown Bobunko to J. So more ha, a normal, and hardly. But Omo move over Bahano. Sakobasa Obano able to that practices. With the year Juma, one said, Nipper one no, I raise the eyebrow, what is going on? Now, one. The one said, gradually, not a near mile, what is streaming, not a keep with the marriage going, Omoba said, a facey societal, challenge. And for them to keep their marriage, they must adjust. Remember, say, or coach a boy, Beman back on Homa, or Aluyi, na Obo Jetrasa. Or no one characters and from work on one. When they are in their own people, when they are among their own people, it's okay. But as soon as they move from one environment, one tribal community to another tribal community, but the practice of the new area now, new cultural environment, as that they have influence over their marriage. And Abanesana, the two must be smart enough to make adjustments. And see how best they can fit their marriage into the newly found environment. If you fail to do so, you have a problem. Another example is Ghana Fomienu, Ebia Fansante Fomienu, Aqua Butchery, Aqua Worry. Now, over Haseya, Beman and Oban and Regiani, Oban the cinema, Oba Konikojo. Now, Bema saw back home, I will be only you. But when they found themselves in a different environment, right? We won't say the influence. So the cultural influence of that vicinity, that country, has started to effect on our warriors because I will return the Bema Noa, Oba Noa, Bema Cinema, Oba Cinema, Bema back home, Oba back home. To also, Omo has started a problem. And I will never by go all because to say the Nepal Ghana formula and I found the formula and I sent formula I drew honor. Ebia say a ba sikasemua. Obani pese Bema no maintain Ghanaian culture. Oniska. So I don't know. Now eba dey with dia Obani say Bema no one because we no more no. Friends mema bo mukunu. Sanso say na eba adiyemu is cinema na Bema no pese Oba no eye. Tan say Ghana no say na eye no. So they don't know. But a basic assembly, so I never managed to abandon someone who can be Bema to Boa Mema. To one say a mass of Boa Mema. To one say the dynamics of the cultural environment, now say the peace, the happiness of the marriage. Now to survive in such environment, the best way say the two of you must sit down and make adjustment. Whether you keep your Ghanaian culture vividly and not somewhere adapt it. The new environment and cultural experiences, so that you fix your marriage properly. The reason why we say once omo kusika ho, omo kwadwane no ho, omo kwade ye ho, oba no epic life. When we say the Ghanaian culture so dey worry. But let me tell you something. If you want to keep your marriage in a newly found cultural environment, make adjustment. Now, shade ye about bomu shade ebabua each other, shade ebabua warrior no. And nipa bebrebe do ma warrior free so ma ba abagu no asantemem. Ghana for be do ma warrior free Ghana akogu no abuchire because of the dynamics of cultural differences. But to save your marriage in a different cultural environment, there is the need for cultural adjustment. It is often said, well, me adaptable for culture, first about one. You keep it to a Ghanaian culture, that's about one. Okay? And nearby be obviously it enslaves the other party. Oh, you will enjoy it. But if you move to a different cultural environment, and also sign a manner, the earlier the better. You put a stop to that. The unfortunate thing is that Obu aha or aha Ghana ha Negri Noa, Obe Cinema, Obe Prefi, Obe Consul, Obe Bibia Kama, or Obano Kabrutra, Obe Sane Money to us, but the environment no support. So if you are not smart enough to make adjustment, to tune in to suit the rhythm of what is going on around you and in the marriage now, you destroy your home. So the best way to survive as people of the same cultural background in a different cultural environment, you need to make adjustments. Another area of marital adjustment is very much important. Intertribal marriage and a cross-cultural marriage. It's marriage is that we cross culture, right? Because as Antony, culture of marriage in Congo, a different tribe on culture of marriage in Congo. So as soon as I am following into intertribal marriage, we are doing cross-cultural marriage. Now listen to me. You must survive. You can only do so by making adjustments. That's why you say, urban cultural practices is totally different from Bemano cultural practices. Culturally, Bemano penal is totally different from maybe at urban anymore. So culturally, the way I entertain family members is totally different from another cultural marriage and a cultural group of people. So, Senyameya Wadum, now while a man or woman of different tribe, right, you must adjust. Number one, learn to eat their food, learn to cook their food. Radadum, Oya Santini, Wawali extremely Bema. No, Pedio, wow, some of them are Santini for phone corner menua. Ubuwa Wariano. suadeɛ hu no a saa nso tena ɔyɛ sɛmni bɛ mu akɔ wale asantini ba sɛ na tie bia no bɛdi fufuo but so you can do it lively. I had an issue girl no yɛ nɔdina ɛna ɔware infantini ontumi fa fish nyɛ aduane because ɔhɔ no they eat meat infantini bɛ ma to so no fish nko a nti ɔba ne de meat yɛ aduane a odi baako mmienu na afono no bɛma no kɔtɔ fish ba ɔba ne tumi fa nyɛ sɛ na osi pɛ no and there was a complaining. So the best way for the lady to survive is to adjust, and the easiest way to go about it is to learn how to cook with fish. It's a very simple, and the man must also appreciate the wife said osua also be the ɔba ne aduane ɔba ne no ne kurom aduane a another area right that we need to consider when it comes to intertribal marriage. You see, utɔ bɛrima no a irrespective of his or her culture another ɔbaa no a irrespective of his or her cultural background dɔne nkorɔfoɔ. You see, you must embrace the family members as you would do for yourself. Our neighbor wants ɔbaa no and abɛrima no na awale different culture. Ɔbaa no nkɔ no fi sɛ ɔpɛ no, but officially to treat the in-laws say ɔmo yɛ special to say ɔbaa no, it is wrong. So ɔbaa na awale no so ɔyɛ nɔɔdina, ɔyɛ asanti, ɔyɛ gan, ɔyɛ fanti. Now awale na you must treat the parents ne nua mo sɛ na ɔde obuo ne ani deɛ deɛ ɛma ɔbaa no and I said the no obuo ne ani deɛ deɛ ɛma bɛrima no. The unfortunate thing is that nipa bebrebe culture na wakuma ware no obu ɔbaa no a wɔnkonya no wom ɔbaa na wɔnya no de ɔdɔ no to respect no. No, the people of the culture must obu ɔmo tia. No, if you want to adjust, accept them and treat them equally as you would treat your family members and I say people of your culture. Abusua, as long as you belong to different social background, social cultural background, social tribal background, you will surely intermarry. But the unfortunate thing is that inability to adjust to new cultural experiences when it comes to marriage is destroying many homes. It's just a common food, common way of dressing, common way of greeting. Because in your culture, maybe you're going to so a chair and come. So worry Bema or back from different culture. You must learn their culture and learn to adjust. You see, don't just take things like that. Into tribal and across cultural marriage, it is in shambles because either the man or the woman is refusing to adjust, embrace, accept, and adapt to Obano who belong to different culture. Now listen to me. Culture Bema and Wufu. Right? Well, no, you're not Papa. Why? Women in Kwana Wati. Upe Fufu. What was shape Yanano? Womo. Nakasa, we are man of the culture, we di Fufu no. Where the wedding. So you must put aside your cultural arrogance, let me put it that way, and adjust to build a happy home. Culture won't put up, but maybe Crompono and Marquas when they live free. On them, but a woman of different culture. The cultural background, I can say, or by the soul nuclear, a free, Mukasum, we think you must adjust. You see, as long as you belong to different cultural background, you belong to different tribal background, yet destiny and faith will bring us together. So far as marriage is concerned, we can only survive by means of what? Making adjustments to our cultural beliefs and practices. Stay blessed. Next episode, I will continue. God bless you.